Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. I hope you guys are all healthy and well and grateful and appreciative of just this existence that we're experiencing every day. Remember, whether it's painful, depressing, exciting, happy, blissful, harmonious, whatever you're experiencing, remember, things don't last, so we're going to be going through all kinds of experiences. I got a really good question that I wanted to make a video for immediately. So this question comes in from Sandra, and I think it will help a lot of people out there. This comes up a lot in my sessions, my counseling sessions with people, and so I wanted to address this really quickly. So the question is about jealousy in relationships from a female perspective. So the question is, I have an idea for one of your next video topics you can use. Could you do a video on female jealousy? And when is being jealous just being insecure? Or when is it for the right reasons? For example, commenting hot girls on Instagram or TikTok in front of you. But not only random girls, these are girls he is following for some time and always comments, "Oh, you're so cute," or "Oh, you're so beautiful." I'm crazy when I expect him to tell me these words. I guess she's saying, am I crazy when I expect him to tell me these words and not some strange girls on social media? No, of course you're not crazy. When I confront him and say this is disrespectful, he says this is just social media, nothing special, blah blah. But it's affecting my confidence badly. Not only this, he openly flirts with females we work with. When I say this hurts me, he says I'm overreacting and he is just being polite. So, first things first, Sandra, of course you have every right to feel the way that you do. And let's dive into this because, I've already done a video similar to this that was titled something like Trust Your Trust Issues, which is about when you do feel that jealousy, when you feel that you have issues with trusting someone's intentions. Trust yourself, because our body, our mind, this vehicle that we are inhabiting is one of the most complex biological, technological organisms, vehicles that's ever existed on this planet. And it signals to us, with incredible sensitivity and precision what is going on around our environment. So when we feel insecure, when we feel jealous, those are just signals. They are telling us something is wrong. Now, it sounds to me that your boyfriend or whoever he is, this guy that you are with, is trying to normalize bad behavior, okay? And that's kind of sneaky. So it's great that your signaling process is working perfectly, your alarm process, the jealousy that you're feeling, the insecurity that you're feeling. Those are all very healthy, natural responses, trying to protect you and to let you know something is wrong. I would say that uh, you should not allow this normalization to take place. And sadly, a lot of women do allow this to take place. A lot of women use their relationships, what I mean is the guy that they're with, the man that they're seeing, their husband, their boyfriend, whoever it is that they're dating, they'll use them as a measure of what's acceptable and what's not. And you should never use someone else as a measure of what's acceptable for you. You should be the one who is setting the uh, the standards of what's acceptable for you or not. Nobody else. Now, if you'd like to get a gauge, because a lot of women feel like, well, I don't know, am I overreacting? Should I be cool with this? You know, what does society say? So you can always go to society, go to your environment, go to the culture around you to get a sense of what's going on. But at the end of the day, it has to be you, because you are a part of that society. You are a part of that culture. You are one of the people that's carving the path forward in what is acceptable in relationships and what is not. So while I would say that, okay, like, you can look at what people around you are doing and what's acceptable, what they're accepting, what they're not, but I would say only take maybe 20% of that. Try to let most of it come from within you, and your body is talking to you. The world is transforming every day. Women are standing up for their rights. Women have been abused, disrespected, for hundreds of thousands of years. It's what's happened to women is worse than what's happened to a lot of minorities, you can argue. The raping, the disrespect. I won't go into all of that. So be strong, be independent and be confident in what's going on within you. Now let's talk about why this is going on, okay? Because you may be surprised to know that men and women will do what you have been describing that your boyfriend has been doing when they feel insecure or intimidated, or when they feel like they don't have the power in a relationship. So this is a big tactic that a lot of men do. Not just men, as I said, women do this as well. But a lot of men do this when they feel intimidated. So when they are with a woman, a girl who is hotter than them, more beautiful than them, better than them in their view, they are looking up at this person. They're thinking, wow, this person's hot. Like, how do I handle being in a relationship with this person? And their natural fear-based inclination is to make that person feel insecure by looking at other women or commenting and saying, wow, she's hot, this person's hot, and doing the sort of behavior that you described. The goal of this is to weaken you, to make you feel the way that you are feeling, insecure, disrespected. It's basically taking your power away, right? Making you weaker, lesser, bringing you down off any pedestal that you may be on, and bringing him up, trying to give himself a sense of importance. So understand that that is highly common, and it could be also what is going on with you. So it's bad behavior, and unfortunately, this type of jealousy that you're experiencing or insecurity that you're experiencing can often 8 times, I would say, out of 10 come from jealousy and insecurity in that person that you're with. Because if this person is very secure in themselves and very happy in themselves and aren't feeling this lack and this need, and they are in a relationship that they're happy with and they feel confident in and comfortable in, they're not going to be looking around and needing and seeking other women. So I would say be very mindful of this, and whether it is stemming from insecurity, jealousy from his end, because he could be intimidated by you and trying to bring you down so that he feels more confident with you. It could also be that he's hurt, and this is coming from pain, and this is, you know, unconscious from his part, an unconscious attempt to hurt you for some reason. Could be anything. I don't know the details of your guys' relationship and how long you've been together, but a lot of the time this can come from resentment. My feeling, even though I don't know who you guys are, I haven't seen pictures of you, I don't know anything about you, but my feeling is that because I have seen this so much in my counseling sessions with people, that, 8 times, 9 times out of 10, it is his insecurity that's being projected onto you and to bring you down. Look, a lot of these types of subtle relationship issues like this can be confusing and very difficult to figure out what is going on, why it's going on, why these things are happening. And I tend to not get into the complex whys and this and that. I mean, I do. It's a big part of now what I do as a counselor in my sessions. So I have been studying and learning and reading about all of this more and more. And to be honest with you, I learn the most from my sessions. But even though even though going into the details of all of this is important or can be helpful, but like I said, it's very confusing and you can spend hours, days, weeks, years trying to figure this out. I always have found the easiest thing to do is just to go to the end result. What is the end result of all of this? The end result is that you feel less confident, as you said. You feel more insecure, and you're feeling jealous, right? So if you look at those 3 things, that is whether he is conscious of it or unconscious, and I would be willing to put my money that he is unconscious, because unfortunately we are mostly unconscious. So this is where, even though you feel hurt and resentful probably because of his actions, but this is where it's important for you to grow spiritually and understand that he's just sick, He has a sickness, he has an illness, and this is where compassion, forgiveness comes in, not to help them, but to help us rise above, not get consumed and too tied and bogged down to this horrible situation. You want to rise above this situation. That's going to be your way out of this, which I'm going to come to towards the end of this video, is rising above, continuing with your life, your goals, your self-love, despite him trying to pull you down, whether it is deliberate or unconscious. You don't want to get bogged down in whatever BS he is creating in your relationship. You want to continue to rise up and thrive and be more beautiful, more attractive than ever. Not play tit for tat, which is what unfortunately happens in a lot of relationships. Is, there's one person like him who's making you feel insecure, probably because he's intimidated by you and he's insecure by you for some reason. Afraid maybe to lose you, or afraid for, whatever reason. You should continue to make yourself more gorgeous and beautiful and better, healthier in your body and your mind. That is only going to help your life, and it's only going to help this situation. And not do what sadly happens a lot in relationships, which is, well, one person makes that person insecure by saying, wow, check out how good looking he is, or look at how good looking that person is. And then what happens is the other person in the relationship starts to do the same in their own way. It could be, sneaking around, texting other people, or what a lot of women do is that women start to create backups, right? Because they feel like, and to be honest, I do see this more in women than men, because men aren't very clever, but women are very clever. And when they start to see that, hey, my man is like um, showing signs of, there's a great word I'm trying to remember. I don't know if it's, yeah, but that's right, you know, the integrity, right? The integrity of something. Like, if you feel like your man is like, hey, this guy is kind of shaky, you know, and I don't know if I can really trust. A lot of women, they start to create backups, you know, they'll start talking or opening doors to other potential men. Not that you're going to be cheating or doing anything, but it is kind of the gateway to that path, right? So it's not a good thing, and that's why I have also done videos about why jealousy and insecurity is the biggest relationship killer, you know, currently, and I would say like throughout history as well. So you don't want to play that tit for tat game. If he's going to be doing that kind of nonsense, you should continue to rise and improve yourself and be a more, you know, incredible, gorgeous, attractive person. And while you're doing all of that, you should continue with what you have mentioned in your email, which is confront him about this, let him know it's unacceptable, and there has to be consequences, right? So I would advise, before you have any further you know, conversations or confrontations with him, that you prepare your repercussions, that you prepare the consequences. And this is what a lot of people fail to do before they confront people about setting their boundaries. They'll go into a confrontation or a discussion without actually having the consequences ready, because consequences are difficult, aren't they? It's hard for us sometimes to say, okay, I'm going to say that it's over between us. Now that situation, I would argue, is maybe a lazy consequence, right? But it's the first one that a lot of us will think, okay, I'm done. This relationship is over. But if you actually spend some time, and I don't mean like just 5 minutes, but like every day maybe think a little bit about what could be some consequences. What could be some, you know, there's the carrot and the stick, right? So you have two options. You can either give him incentive to perform better, to produce better behavior in your relationship, or you can use the stick, and that is repercussions. That is letting him know that if you continue with this, this is what's going to happen. You know, there's going to be repercussions for your behavior. And that doesn't always have to, as I said, have to be that you're going to end the relationship. I would like come up with 3 or 4 different types of sticks that you can use, you know, and try to be intelligent with them. You know, this is what I go into with my sessions with people, is coming up with, you know, in detail different strategies like this, because you don't want those sticks to also make things worse. You know, like one stick a lot of women use is depriving or, you know, withdrawing from the sex. Like, you're not going to have any sex anymore, or there's not going to be any, you know, that's maybe a good stick that's going to work, but is it going to really improve the relationship? So these are questions you have to ask, and every relationship is unique and different. But then also think creatively, out of the box. What are some carrots that you can use to inspire good behavior in him? And I would say that always a good thing is to strengthen ourselves, to make ourselves more attractive, more desirable, right? But I think what you have done is great, that you have voiced, you know, you've expressed yourself. That is the first thing to do. You've done it very well. I would repeat it if necessary, and then prepare some consequences, because on the third time, if you're going to keep just repeating the same thing and he's disrespecting and you know, not respecting your boundaries, then you're going to have to make him respect your boundaries by coming up with some consequences for his bad behavior. So I've mentioned a couple of reasons why he may be doing what he is doing. Of course, there's always also that reason that he's taking the relationship for granted, right? So it may not be such a fear-based thing, insecurity, jealousy from his part, but it could also be that he is too spoiled and he is not appreciating what he has with you. And when that happens, which by the way, it happens a lot, so don't feel bad. This happens with everyone. This happens with, even if you have the most incredible partner, whether they're the hottest, most charismatic, coolest person, rich, healthy, you name it, A-star people, can also experience people taking them for granted, because unfortunately this is human nature, is we are never satisfied. We always want more. Even world champions, when they get their gold medal, a lot of them get depressed and they do not know what else. They still want more, right? This is why we talk so much about gratitude on this channel, and this is why gratitude is becoming such a huge thing that we're seeing everywhere, because it's so simple and it works. And thank God humans are marinating and bathing and immersing themselves in more and more every week, every day, in learning to be more grateful, because it works. It's simple. So he may be losing his appreciation for the relationship. It could be that he's not taking care of himself in his life. He's not keeping up with the sports, the exercise, the health, all of this, right? Taking care of yourself is the most important thing. So to wrap it up, I would just say that you've so far done everything excellently, including feeling jealous and insecure and low confidence. That you have done excellently, and what I mean is your body is responding in a healthy, normal way. So when you feel insecure, when your confidence feels low, when you're feeling jealousy, I don't want you to have this negative self-talk of what's wrong with me, I'm so weak, I'm so this. No, turn it around and love yourself and say, I'm so grateful that I am feeling this jealousy. I'm so grateful that my body is responding in a healthy way to protect myself from what could be a potentially bad relationship or something bad that could be coming along. So don't hate yourself, love yourself, be grateful for how healthy and natural your body is responding to protect you, and then take steps. Your steps already have been great with confronting him, letting him know. Do it, continue to do it. Do not allow him to normalize this bad behavior, because he's going to try to do that, just like our current president has been trying for the last 4 years to normalize a lot of bad behavior, not appreciating how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, how many people have died throughout our history as a human species to get to what we call civilization. Civilized behavior, which means we're not going to just tell each other what's the first thing on our mind, because that's going to create conflict and it's disrespectful. We have evolved as a human species to a place where we've learned to be civilized. That doesn't mean we're being fake with each other. We have created a platform, it's called respect, to communicate with each other, because we are all different. Even within our own family, we have differences. That's why having a language of respect, civilization, to communicate in a civilized manner is so important, and which is what a lot of, unfortunately, people today have forgotten. So I don't want to get sidetracked on that. So continue to improve yourself. I hope this video helps. Whatever happens, it always helps you to take your focus away from, remember, pigs want us to wrestle with them in the mud. And what he's doing, whether he's aware of it or not, is he's pulling you into a world of wrestling in the mud. And remember, pigs love the mud. And if you wrestle with a pig, you're just going to get muddy too. So you don't want to get muddy. Keep rising. Keep focusing on your goals, your life. And I know it's hard, and I know it hurts right here, but be strong and rise above his bullshit, because that's what it is. It's bullshit. And watch how he will wind up chasing you if you power yourself up, turn your attention to your goals, into being better. And if he's going to go down there and you're going to continue rising, well, he's going to lose you. You're going to wind up rising higher and connecting with people who are on the same level as you. More secure men, probably more mature men. So anyway, you keep doing what you're doing, and I wish you all the best. And thanks for the question. I hope that it helps a lot of other people out there as well. I'm sure it will.